What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Loot Gaming, the show where we talk about gaming news. My name's Seth, and a couple quick reminders to download and play Call of Duty World War II and Star Wars Battlefront 2, both off for free on PlayStation Plus. Make sure to download those, play those, come back at the end of this month for Plus Club. Let us know what we thought of those games. We'll let you know what we thought of them. And our game of the month, picked by Chris, is Divinity Original Sin 2, which is a turn-based RPG with loot and story-driven gameplay that you get to pick and choose your dialogue and stuff. Make sure to play that as well. Come back at the end of this month for game of the month. We're going to have a long, I'm sure, conversation on that game as well. And make sure to type in hashtag AskTLG on your comment if you'd like your comment to be considered to be on TastyCast. We have a segment on every TastyCast where we read your comments, we reply to them. We did that recently on TastyCast, and we'll do it again. So if you'd like your comment to be considered to be on the show, put in hashtag AskTLG if you have something you want us to respond to for sure. Otherwise, I pick at random. We have a Discord link down below. You can talk to us anytime, all the time, and we're on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms if you prefer to listen to us. And we have a Patreon in case you want to support the channel even further than liking, sharing, commenting, and watching the video, which is all appreciated. Thank you. So Tasty Tuesday. News is light. News is light as fuck lately. For good reason. There's things coming up soon. Namely, the first bit of news I'm going to be talking about here, which is, according to the PlayStation blog, we are getting our PlayStation 5 event this Thursday. Reading from the blog, it says, "Hi all, thanks for being patient and understanding while we rescheduled this PS5 event for Thursday, June 11th, so coming very soon, at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. BST. We needed to step aside so key voices could be heard during this historical and important time. Now that the event is confirmed for June 11th, I wanted to add that this pre-taped program will be broadcast at 1080p 30 frames per second. It's very interesting they're specific about that. This eased the show's production process during a time when many of our team and developers are working from home. The games you'll see on Thursday will look even better when you play them on PS5 with a 4K TV, as you'd expect." This is probably them covering their bases, just because the Xbox event, some people had some criticisms of it. They've also been working from home, so it kind of makes sense as well. It's also best if you watch while wearing headphones. If you can, there's some cool audio work in the show, and it might be harder to appreciate if it's pumped through your phone or laptop speakers. Anyway, enough talk. An updated version of Jim's original post follows below. See you Thursday. With each generation from the first PlayStation to PlayStation 4, we aim higher and we push the boundaries further to try and deliver better experiences for our community. This has been the mission of the PlayStation brand for more than 25 years. Holy shit, I feel old. A mission I have been a part of nearly since the beginning. There are few things as exciting as the launch of a new console. While this road to launch has been a bit different, no shit, we are as thrilled as ever to bring you with us on this journey to redefine the future of video games. We've shared technical specifications, shown you the new DualShock wireless controller, kind of, but what is a launch without games? That's why I'm excited to share that we will soon give you a first look at the games you'll be playing after PlayStation 5 launches this holiday. The games coming to PS5 represent the best in the industry, from innovative studios that span the globe, studios both large and smaller, those newer and those more established. All have been hard at work developing games that will showcase the potential of the hardware. The digital showcase will run for a bit more than an hour. So this is going to be a lengthy chunk of video. For the first time, we will be all together virtually experiencing the excitement together. A lack of physical events have given us an amazing opportunity to think differently and bring you on the journey with us, and hopefully closer than ever before. This is part of our series of PS5 updates, and rest assured, after next week's showcase, we will still have much to share with you. Please join us on Twitch or YouTube on June 11th at 1 p.m. 9 p.m. BST, 10 p.m. CEST, to see what's in store for the next generation of games. I hope we can make you proud. So this Thursday, that's coming out. And as everyone probably knows at this point, it was delayed for a lot of the global events that are happening right now. And yeah, it seems like we're going to be getting gameplay. A couple thoughts on this that I think is interesting is, first off, I kind of touched on a little bit, but that it's going to be 1080p, 30 frames per second. I don't know why. I know they're saying it because they're working at home, but I could do 4K 60 frames per second by myself in a day if I had a video that I was going to be putting out. I don't know what they're doing in this video, and I know you got to get all the stuff to put into the video, have someone edit it, but it's odd to me that they're doing that. But at least they're upfront with it. You can't be mad at them. Outside of just being disappointed, they're going to be showing that. They're not going to surprise you with that and have people cross their arms and get angry that they did that. Also, that this is going to be a game showcase for an hour is exciting, and I have a feeling, and this isn't to the PlayStation or Xbox. Xbox kind of fucked up on theirs, and it's not. I mean, it is their fault technically, but the gameplay of Assassin's Creed that they showed was not exciting. It was barely gameplay, so that was a big misstep. And I think there is room to have an excuse there of the pandemic's happening. This has never happened before. This is a whole situation that's fucking, got everybody thinking outside the box on how to do this kind of thing. So I think you can look past it. Hopefully the next event will be exciting. I do think, as per what Sony does, Sony likes to let people do their thing and then respond after. So I think they're probably going to make sure that they offer a video that people are not going to walk away with disappointed. I would probably bet money on that. So, what are they going to show? I don't know. I'm also hearing recently a lot of rumors of games. There's a Far Cry 6 rumor going around that's supposed to be out of the States because the last one was, in the USA. I think they're going back to their more exotic locations, according to that rumor that I read. Resident Evil 8 apparently got leaked on something. I forgot what it was. There's Horizon Zero Dawn rumors that have been floating around for a little bit now. We've covered them on the channel. I think it would be huge if they showed Horizon Zero Dawn 2, a new Spider-Man game. If we got something from Software, it'd be fucking gigantic. Sekiro won Game of the Year at the Game Awards. So, obviously people love From Software, Dark Souls, all that stuff. They're working on things already, so it'd be a big deal. They have a huge opportunity here to really drive hype. If there's two things I really want to see from Sony when it comes to them putting any effort in at all on really hyping up their console, I want to see games. We're getting that. Hopefully they show some really big games. But I also really want a no bullshit, all fucking excitement display of the PS5 console and controller, and a demo of somebody using that controller. We got, I forgot his name, it was Mike Cerny. Talk about, he did the deep dive on the PS5, and I thought it was great. There's a lot of things there that I thought was really interesting, and a lot of things that a lot of people I realized didn't pay attention to, because when you go on Twitter and people are fighting over what console's better, everybody wants to talk about teraflops, and then you ask them, what's a teraflop? And they're like, and I'm like, okay. There's a lot of really cool things they talked about in that, but was not for everybody, was not presented in a way that was accessible to anybody who just wants to get some just straightforward information. So I would really like if they did an event like that. They're saying they're going to be doing events after this to kind of build up to the PS5, which makes complete sense. But and games are important. We already technically got a deep dive on the console without ever seeing the console, without ever seeing the controller in use. I'm hoping we'll see something like that in this video coming up. It is about gameplay, so it'd be cool if real quick they showed the controller and how it's used, some of its features. They've already talked about them. I'd like to just see it in action. And yeah, all in all, I'm very excited for this. And with the lack of news that's happening right now that I can cover for Tasty Tuesday, there will be a lot to talk about. We'll probably be filming Thursday night, so expect that episode Friday morning. But I'm very excited to have news to talk about, but more specifically, have a whole hour of next gen video to be checking out and reacting to. So let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about this event coming up? What do you want to see from it? Are you excited? Are you not excited? Do you think they're going to botch this? What do you think about the 1080p 30 frames per second presentation that's going to take place? Do you think it's okay? Do you think it's not okay? It's kind of disappointing in the sense that these are next gen games that are supposedly going to be playing at 60 frames per second. We talked about that on TastyCast recently too, about the 30 frames per second thing. Being shown at 1080p at 30 frames per second, it will lower what these games look like. So, I mean, if they look great, then that's probably good because that means they're going to look even better. But yeah, what do you think about that? And yeah, let me know your overall thoughts about the upcoming PlayStation 5 event on Thursday in the comments below. Second bit of news is, I feel like April Fool's news, but we're in June, so maybe, I mean, this year's fucking weird anyway, so we can just flip it upside down and do it different months. I don't know, but with that being said, Sega has a new Game Gear Micro that's going to be $50. There's going to be 4 of them of different colors with different games on them. And yeah, all $50 a piece. Via The Verge, it says, Sega's now revealed full details of its just announced Game Gear Micro portable console, or should I say consoles. It turns out that the 4 color variants are different systems, each with 4 different games preloaded, no doubt in an attempt to drive collectors to buy them all. Here's what we get on each. And hopefully I put a picture up of the size of this thing, because it's micro. I mean, like, they're not lying when they say that. Anyway, the black model comes with Sonic the Hedgehog, Puyo Puyo 2, Outrun, Royal Stone. On the blue one, we get Sonic Chaos, Gunstar Heroes, Sylvan Tale, and Baku Baku Animal. Then with the yellow one, we get Shining Force Gaiden Ensei Jashin no Kuni Hei, Shining Force The Sword of Haja, Shining Force Gaiden Final Conflict, and Nazo Puyo Aruru Noru, which I've never heard of. And then the red version preloaded with Revelations, the Demon Slayer, Megami Tensei Gaiden, the last Bible special, rolls right off the tongue, the GG Shinobi, the good game Shinobi, nice, Columns. The hardware itself is 80 millimeter by 43 millimeter by 20 millimeter with a 1.15 inch display. That's baby. There's a single mono speaker and a headphone jack. Well, at least they put a headphone jack. It charges over USB, but can also run off of 2 AAA batteries. Wow. That's better than what? It was like 6 AA's. Did you guys ever play the original Game Gear? I had a friend who had one, and it was like, I was a kid, but it felt like it was like this big. I was just like holding it like this, and like the whole back panel opened. You just had to line it up with AA's, and it lasted like 3 hours, 2 hours. All those AA's just gone. We live in such a great time of rechargeable things. Except for, I know some people like their batteries a lot. And yeah, it was wild. So this thing even is like having the balls to tell you, hey, throw some AAA batteries in there. Also being rechargeable, though. That's interesting. That does both. But yeah, it kind of harkens back to those days, which is interesting. You may be wondering how exactly you're meant to play games on a 1.15 inch display, which makes the Game Boy Micro's 2-inch panel sound huge by comparison. Well, if you're willing to drop 27,255 yen or $250 on a pack of 4 consoles, Sega's including a mini version of its big window magnifier glass accessory. This all seems fucking planned. Like, obviously it's planned, but this seems like they're hoping you're gonna buy all 4 of them for $250 and fucking get that magnifying glass. Remember, this is the same company that released non-functional plastic Sega CD and 32X add-ons for the Mega Drive Mini. What more appropriate way to celebrate its 60th anniversary? Question mark. The Game Gear Micro consoles are all available to pre-order now in Japan for 4,980 yen, $50 individually, and will ship on October 5th. No word yet on a Western release. All right, I got a lot of thoughts on this. First off, I mean, $50, that's pretty fucking steep. That's almost a whole game, but it's also you're buying like a little like novelty console, little micro novelty console with 4 games on it. So you are paying for collectors. You're paying collectors prices there. It is neat that they come in different colors. To see a Game Gear that's blue, yellow, and red is kind of cool. I also hate and like that they have different games on them. For the collector's aspect, I like it because I think it's kind of cool. For the variety, I don't like it because I think they should all be on the same thing and you get to pick the color you want, but it's obvious they want you to buy all 4 of them. The magnifying glass thing is weird too. It's weird that the console's this fucking small in general. When you look at it, it fits in someone's palm. It's like this. And like it's so you got little buttons, so you're gonna literally be playing it like this. It's fucking crazy to me. I'm surprised they don't have like a keychain attachment to this, just so you can throw it on your fucking keys or something, and I guess it would scratch the thing up. But still, like it seems like such a little thing like that you just put on as an accessory, more so than the games. If I were to buy one of these, which I don't think I will, although I'd be lying if I said I didn't think about it for a split second, because the nostalgia fanboy in me for a split second is like, oh, that's neat. $50 neat? Fuck no. 4 games neat? Fuck no. But yeah, if I was to buy any of these, I would maybe get the blue one with Sonic Chaos, Gunstar Heroes, Sylvan Tale, and Baku Baku Animal, and the yellow one, even though I'm not the biggest fan of yellow, because it has 3 Shining Force games on it. Nazo Puyo Aruru no Doru is not a game I'm familiar with, but I'm sure it was great when it came out, and I'm sure it's so good that's why they put it on there in the first place. The red one's full of games I've never heard of, so that's kind of interesting. I'd be curious to maybe look into what those games are. Revelations, the Demon Slayer, Megami Tensei, Gaiden, Last Bible Special, the GG Shinobi, and Columns. I know what Columns is, and I know Megami Tensei. But yeah, the other 2 have no idea. And then the original one, the black one, Sonic the Hedgehog, Puyo Puyo 2, Outrun, and Royal Stone. That's like the quintessential one with the games you'd more so expect. That's the reason why I wouldn't pick that up if I was going to pick it up, because those games you can play fucking everywhere, anywhere, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, all in all, this seems like a big misstep, but also not if there is a collector's base that wants this. That's who they're banking on. But outside of that, I can't see the average person willing to spend $50 on a micro-ass Game Gear that is barely playable. And I obviously haven't held it, and I don't know, but just the size alone. People bitch about controllers all the time being too small for their hands. This generation's been pretty good about that, but prior generations, there's been so many controllers people have bitched about, and those are all bigger than this thing. So I can only imagine that most people, at least I know, that I've talked to, which is a lot of people, probably would not be jumping at the bit to get this. But yeah, all in all, kind of neat, kind of a misstep. I don't think it's going to do well, specifically in the West, but in Japan and Asia overall, I think it might do well enough. It's probably, they haven't even announced it's coming out here or not, so it doesn't. I don't even know if it's for our market, but I would like to see it released. I'd like to see somebody do like a hands-on video on YouTube to show it off and see if it's even worth it, because this thing is kind of literally everywhere you go, including the way I'm reacting to this right now, is all the same. Everybody's like micro. It's literally micro. It's so fucking small. It's ridiculous. But let me know in the comments. What do you guys think about this thing? I know my community pretty well. I don't know if you guys are gonna be super stoked on this, but maybe I'll be surprised. Are you excited for the Sega Game Gear Micro? Do you think the size is too small? Would you like it to be bigger? Do you think $50 is a fair price? What do you think about the 4 different colors with the 4 different sets of games? What do you think about buying all 4 of them for $250 and getting a magnifying glass, which almost seems like a fucking insult? What do you think about the collections? Which one is the best one? Which one is the best color? Do you think this thing's going to do well? Would you buy it? Are you in the market for a fucking is baby Game Gear? And yeah, let me know everything you think about in the comments below. But that's going to do it for the short episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Loot Gaming. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and enjoy this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok at Tasty Loot Gaming. Check out my streams, links down below. Check out our Discord. You can talk to us anytime, all the time. Link down below as well. We're on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms. If you prefer to listen to us in audio form, links down below. And yeah. Until the next episode, which will 100% for sure be that PlayStation event that's happening Thursday. Have a good week, guys. Stay safe. Love each other. Fucking get along. And take it easy.